and it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. We're going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader, Vic, once again, back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side, is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW?
Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you're about ready to get stuck into some racing today. First of all, visit phoenixsimsport.co.uk if you want to check out some of our merch or some of the other details on the website. And as well as that, don't forget as well, we are affiliated with Asetek Sim Sports. Grab yourself a 5% discount. I mean, why not get yourself some upgraded racing gear for yourself for Christmas? Absolutely brilliant chance for that. And anytime you use that discount code, that then gives us a little bit that helps to provide you with some brilliant racing. And that's what it's all about here. That's exactly what we want. So we are about to get underway here. A little bit of time left in free practice. We are... I'm a little bit green looking today for some reason. Oh dear, I hope you don't mind. Still in free practice at the moment. The drivers are just making the in the briefing at the moment. This is where they all get updated on the latest set of rules. And looks like the briefing is now done, so we'll see a couple of drivers coming out for some final laps in practice. There won't be too many laps available, so we will be getting underway very soon indeed. We can see Joe Viper, one of the members of the 757 Motorsport team, with a beautiful livery out there. We can finally see that livery, and it is looking good on that Ferrari, with his teammate just ahead of him as well, or just behind him rather. Yeah, good stuff. We can finally see as well if we go to if we can find him, Mr. Ferlinski. We're finally going to be able to see his livery as well. This is the man that we've got to keep our eyes on today. Can Genet win his 5th straight race in a row? It would mean then that equals the current top streak, which is 5 that was set by Nico Dudek last season there. So our current Triple Crown driver would be able to then match that here today if he does take another win. But there are a lot of people out there that want to make sure that they can steal it away from him. So let's keep our eyes on the prize today. And can Webby follow up as well? Let's see if we can get on board with him. Can Webby follow up with another great performance as well? Can he get back on the podium here today? Only time will tell. Paul Ricard is somewhere where it is relatively easy to be able to overtake. So we might very well be able to see a lot of battles here today where drivers are going backwards and forwards, overtaking and then overtaking, because that straight is extremely long and there's a lot of chances for slipstream all the way down that straight. So let's see how that goes. But again, there's going to be a lot of drivers out there that want to get themselves on the podium as well. So let's see who can do it. We're not... might get a couple of times on the board here for practice. but at the moment it's looking like Ferlinski was the one that did top the actual practice session. We do have a yellow flag somewhere. Looks like it seems to have gone by now, so it should be okay. Ben Koo joining us once again as well. If I remember right, this will probably be the last race that he could join us before taking another little break for a while. So hopefully, the number 92 has a great race out there today as well. And again, beautiful, beautiful livery on that Ferrari. So some wonderful liveries out there today. Let's talk track conditions, because that is going to be really insanely difficult out there today. The track conditions are looking especially difficult in regards to temperature, because as you can see, as the number 92 does get caught out with a little bit of oversteer there. The track temperature is an absolutely scorching 44 degrees. So tire temps today are going to be absolutely crucially important. Tire management is going to be especially important as well, because the tires will wear out extremely quickly here. So we might see a lot of drivers dropping off towards the end of their stints. Does that then mean that maybe is the undercut better, but then you're going to have really terrible tires towards the end of that particular stint? Yeah, it's going to be difficult to tell. There we go, number 92, beautiful livery on there. We've seen some incredible designs from these guys, so good to see more liveries. Let's see, Mr. Spinner is going to lead us around for the first lap here around Paul Ricard. And how about as a new feature here, we go on board with Mr. Spinner and see what it looks like to take a lap here around Paul Ricard, and we'll talk you through a lap as we do it. Track temperature has dropped a little for this session, so we're now down to 40 degrees Celsius, which will make things a little bit better, but still tricky enough to keep everything under control here. The thing is that your initial tire temperatures, or tire pressures rather, have got to be set so low so that by the time they get up to temperature, which is going to be very hot, they are at the optimal pressure. So the drivers will have had to mess around with that initial cold pressure point so that when they are out there and have done a few laps, they will actually be up to temperature. So coming into the final sector here for Mr. Spinner. So let's go interior. And let's see what it looks like to take a lap here around Paul Ricard as we come down towards turn 1. Let's go bonnet. I think that's going to be much better to be able to actually see what's going on. So we're going to come down into turn 1 break. Just after 100, we're going to slide the car in. We want to get on the par nice and early for turn 2. Carry as much speed as we possibly can. It's tricky there. Here we're going to come down, brake at the 100 or after, and carry the speed. Here it's all about dancing on the throttle pedal. We want to get the car rotated in as best we can. This is going to be all about where we can apply the power. The earlier the better. Car wants to understeer all the way out to the outside of the track, and we're going to abuse as much curb as we can Asetek Corsa Competizione. Let's use up a lot of the track whenever when it comes to track limits. And then here we go, we are full throttle all the way down to the end of the straight, where all we need is a little lift and tip the nose into the corner, let the tires load up, and just flick the car in. We got a little bit of oversteer there, which Spinner did have to correct, and then just dab the brakes, trail the brakes all the way in here, let the nose of the car carry us in. And then this is a very tricky left-hander as we come into the third sector. Third sector is rather difficult here, Paul Ricard. Just these corners just seem to be put off a lot of drivers. You have to take quite a late apex and stay all the way left here, which is going to open up the final corner, slowest corner on the circuit. Don't go too wide. Those sausages can upset the car a little, and we're not going to get the power as we accelerate, as the wheels spin and our traction control kicks in. Spinner then coming across the line. Looks like it was an invalid lap there, unfortunately, for Mr. Spinner. So we aren't going to see what that lap time was, but Ferlinski then setting the bar for now with a 54.4. Riviera coming in a 55.162. Let's see where Pranzo is going to come out of the final corner. The 7.11 coming up to the line, and 56.4 at the moment. So potentially a little bit of time still left there. We've got a cone in the middle of the circuit, and we see some people leaving the pits as well. So drivers are coming across the line. We're getting more and more lap times coming in. Interestingly, so car number 9 at the moment has the fastest middle sector. Now, it is only by half a tenth with Tichus here setting a 32.250, and Mr. Ferlinski a 32.300. So very, very fine margins here at the moment. But for now, Ferlinski setting the fastest sector 1 and 2, which is why he is top of the timesheets at the moment. A little bit of a slipstream here for car number 9, which might help his lap time. Now, it's going to depend on how much he catches the car in front. And that is the other possible consequence as well. Just not enough downforce to keep the car stuck to the ground in the dirty air of his opponent. So that unfortunately has lost a big chunk of time for Tichus. Jan Ivanov making a pretty big improvement here. Half a second at the moment would be enough to go up to P3 if we can carry on this lap, and we're only coming on to the main straight at the moment. So let's see how he gets on. Ben Koo up to P3 with a 56.295. As Tichus then improves with a 56.253. So Tichus still up there in P3 at the moment. As we see the Lambo rounding out the second sector. Or starting the second sector. Third sector, rather. I will figure this out one day. Still a 6/10 improvement here for the Lamborghini. Pranzo also improving quite a lot as well. So with track temperatures being so high today, it should be pretty quick for the drivers getting tire pressures up to temperature. You might not see people doing as many laps before the car is optimum. And Jan Ivanov then does pop it into P3. It's a 55.862. Currently 1.4 off pole position. Ferlinski did improve. Moved it up to a 154.377. and now takes all 3 purple sectors. So it looks like a very, very dominant performance from Ferlinski at the moment. We've got here, let's take a look at Flynn. Actually, Flynn is on an invalid lap, so while currently improving at the moment, this will not count. So let's instead go on board with Chus doing a, I think I said a 56.235 last lap, but currently improving by 0.3 of a second. It's not going to be quite enough to get up to P4. Unless he can find an extra 10th or 2, but he's coming across the line now and doesn't set the lap, so realizes it's not going to be enough, or he did actually set the lap, but it wasn't enough of an improvement to get up into P4, so leaves the pits once again after taking on a new set of tires. Webby then pops it in to P5. You have a yellow flag somewhere. Looks like that has gone away as well. So Webby doing a good job here up into P5. 1.5 off pole at the moment. Ben Koo is the one that next steals the fastest second sector then. And is about 0.07 of a second quicker than Ferlinski. And actually is on an absolute flyer of a lap right now. So right now, 0.6 of a lap, 0.6 of a second rather, improvement here, which could be enough for P2. It's not going to be enough to challenge pole right now, but currently, the number 92 doing a really good job to improve on this lap. 0.5 of a second as we round the penultimate corner. I love that split effect on the livery where one side's black and one side's white. Absolutely beautiful stuff as we come over towards the line. It's going to be an improvement by 0.5 second. How much is it going to be? Oh, it's not quite enough for P2. So misses out by just a sliver. Holds on to that fastest sector 2 though. So for now, at the moment, car 92 is the fastest in sector 3. G. Wilson is the next one then with the biggest improvement in lap time. So we're currently on a 156.657, and with this current improvement, we'd have enough for about P8. So let's keep an eye on what it's going to be like as we come up to the line. We've held on to a 0.3 improvement. It's P9, so just missing out on P8. I think Luca in car 78, if I'm not mistaken, did just improve just before us there, and that is why we didn't make it up to P8. So to choose then is our next one. Just starting a lap and already was 0.2 up. Oh, actually, this might not be a valid lap. This must be an out lap here, so that is not relevant. G. Wilson is relevant though. 0.4 of a second improvement already on this particular lap. That Porsche seems to be doing very well for the 673 today. This is the Mav face. You can see the Mav face. Am I still a little green? Can you see me okay? Still a little, yeah. Oh, hello camera. Hello chat. Yeah, I think it's actually my screen lighting me up. That's why I'm looking a little strange potentially, but you don't care. You're here to watch the racing, am I right? Yes, hearts to you too. Less than 3. Okay. Where were we before I got rudely distracted by my good friend James Konos. Yeah, G. Wilson. Up to a 7/10 improvement. This could be an absolutely massive jump here for G. Wilson. Oh, it lost an awful lot into the penultimate and final corner, so it's not going to be as much of an improvement. We've definitely got more in that lap. So G. Wilson has a potential lap in there of around about a P4, P5 right now. Definitely some kind of mistake cost us half a second. So let's keep an eye on that. But even more important is, why did we lose Shanae? Oh no, we didn't. We didn't switch to Shanae. Shanae is still on fire. We are still improving on our 154.3. Is Shanae gonna be able to get into the 53s? It's gonna be tricky here again. You know, those track temperatures are very, very high indeed. It's gonna be a slight improvement. We're gonna go probably into the 54.2s. Yep, 54. 295 from Shanae. So at the moment, 0.8 of a second ahead of K Riviera. So Shanae really putting his own stamp on things here today. Best sector 1 and best sector 2, or 3 at the moment for the current championship leader. So the question is, how much time can Riviera find, if anything at all? At the moment, it's looking like the lion's share of the time is in that third sector. Is it something where the McLaren is just that little bit better in that third sector? But then again, it's Shanae and Riviera are the only two drivers in the 50s in that particular sector. Hashtag still not product sponsored. Oh, Riviera has found a huge amount of time. Let's switch. So in the final corner, he's definitely got an awful lot of time in that hairpin. He cuts down the deficit to half a second. It's not quite enough yet to be able to challenge pole, but it's close. It's 0.2 of a second in sector 1, 1/10 in sector 2, and 2/10 now in sector 3. So it's just now just a little bit even around the track now. So can Riviera just find that little bit extra here? We've got just under 4 minutes left in qualifying. Hello, Dolce Assassinina. How are you doing today? While we're here, let's check out where car 711 is. Currently not improving at the moment, but a good lap in there, sitting at a 155.332. So Pranzo looking very good in the second sector, but just losing time in the third sector somewhere. Is going to probably box here. Yep. Returns to the pits for now. Are we going to have time for another run? Yeah, probably. I think Pranzo can get out for one more lap. So let's keep an eye there. Let's see, is there anyone else? So Zain making a massive improvement here as well. Currently 2 seconds up on this lap. So if car 786 is able to get this lap under wraps, we could see them jump up to, it would be P16 and a challenging spinner. So it would be a good lap there, and we get a good solid place in the points then, if we were able to see that. So let's see how we get on the rest of the lap. Just taking it nice and easy. We're already 2 seconds up on our delta, so we want to make sure we get this lap nice and solid. Qualifying is all about pushing the car to its absolute limits, but at the same time, you have to actually be able to complete the lap. So it's always that balance of being on a knife edge. How much do you push? How much do you just try to lock in any gains you've made in that lap? We're going to come across the line, and it is going to be a major improvement for the 786. We're up to P20, so a good solid lap. That does put us into the top 20, which is eligible for points. So that'll be a good place to battle from today. And for some reason, my display here thinks that Tachus is going 3.5 seconds quicker this lap. I think that's a glitch on in the system. Riviera, interestingly, so Riviera just starting a lap, and oh, actually no, that is an out lap as well. Are we gonna have time? I don't think Riviera is gonna have time to get around to start this hot lap. Jan is though, so Jan starting a lap here. How much time can we take out of this? So 0.3 of a second to Pranzo ahead. So is Jan? Ooh, no! What happened there? Let's take a 15 back. So coming into turn 1, everything's okay. Get on the par nice and early. And, oh, yeah, just got a little bit of wobble, I think. Those curbs upsetting the car. And that then results in, yeah, just spitting the car out the far side. AMR is, I think, just got on a lap, as did Webby. So it looks like probably AMR is going to finish, so isn't going to complete this lap. Webby looks like he is going to. We only need to gain 1/10 for a position, and Webby's finding 0.3. It's dropping a little now, so there's quite a lot in this lap for Webby. But it looks like Ferlinski's pole position, at least, is not going to be touched. Yeah, Riviera not able to make it around in time for a lap. So Riviera is going to have to be happy with P2 here. Luca finishing there in P10. Maybe did have quite a bit more improvement on this lap, but we've dropped out a little. Now we're in the red on our delta. So Webby's going to struggle to pull this back. But he does a little. Okay, he's got enough improvement here to be able to jump 1, maybe 2 positions. It'd be a good starting spot for Webby if he can do that. Oh, he's found a massive amount in the hairpin, but is a little bit late on the gas, and that just means that he drops a little out of it. But Webby does go P5 then. So Webby with a lovely lap there, 55.6 in the end. And so gets ahead of Jan Ivanov. So we are going to have to yep, there we go. Our lead steward reminds everyone. So we are now about to get underway racing. Very soon indeed. So let's read out the grid as it is. So Ferlinski then does take pole. So Ferlinski putting it in the absolute best place he possibly can for being able to take that 5th straight win in a row, which would be a very nice feather in his cap if he can do that, equaling the current best record. Riviera is in P2, so lines up alongside. Is he going to be able to make it down the inside in turn 1? Only one way to find out. Benku lines up in P3. Can he hold on to that podium position? He's got a lot of keen drivers behind him. Pranzo, Webb, and Ivanov in P4, 5, and 6. Brewer, Amar, and Cruncho Blin is going to be in 7, 8, and 9. Car 78, Luka Vladovic is in P10. Oh, we might have lost Luca there. Or, yeah, Luca might have disconnected. So if you are a Luca fan, for now, he's not, doesn't look like he's in the server, so hopefully he can get back in and reconnect okay. But at the moment, we've got G. Wilson, then Joe Viper, Jay Way, Oliver Flynn, Lotscombe, Spinner, Zayn, and who else have we got? We've got Fuller, Darkness, Sierra, and Crossland rounding out the top 20. Yeah, Kevin, that's a very good point. If people don't change tires today to try and gain 5 seconds, they might very well be in a lot of trouble towards the end of the race. So it's going to be interesting to see who makes that tactical decision to not take tires. And I would say it probably will be a mistake. I don't think you're going to be able to make the R. Well, you might make the R with the same set of tires, but they're going to be horribly worn and just not really give you the same kind of bite that a new set of tires will give. So let's keep an eye and see how we get on. The drivers out there just making final setup changes at the moment. So it's interesting conditions out there. We need to go and hit that button. There we go. That's more like it. Now we have control. Superb. So as we see more and more drivers being dropped off the jacks, that is them making their final confirmations of their setups if they want to make any changes. You don't want to make too many changes at this particular point. There are a few things that maybe you want to make something a little safer, wind the brake bias back a little bit, that makes the car easier to handle in race conditions. But you don't want to change too much because you've practiced all with this particular setup, then done some quali with a particular setup, and changing the car can make you lose an awful lot of time if you are not careful. Okay. While we are in the final 2.5 minutes, I'm going to pop back into this screen. I'm going to leave you with that a moment while I just take a small break while we are waiting, and I will be right back. All right, and with 1 minute left here to go, remember to use the discount code at Asetek Sim Sports if you do want to upgrade your sim gear. I personally highly recommend Asetek Sim Sports for their wonderful equipment. I personally use the Asetek Forte pedals, and they have been the best set I think I have ever used. And they have been doing very well for me in my racing career so far. So if you want to copy Mav and get yourself a set as well, or indeed some of their awesome other gear that they do have out there, visit the Asetek Sim Sports website and grab yourself some of that. As we then return to the action, here we go. So we are about to move off the line. Everything has been set up. All the decisions have been made. Drivers have fueled up with however much fuel they want to start the session with. Remember, all drivers must fill at least 1 litre of fuel in the pit stop. Usually that means most drivers take about 50% fuel at the start of the race and then fill about 50% in the pit stop. And that is generally the fastest way. You don't want to take too much fuel at the start of the race and then run around with a very heavy car whenever you could run around with a light car for 2 stints. Especially if you're going to be sitting in the pits anyway. The pit stop time is locked to 25 seconds, unless the driver also takes tires. And again, there's a very high chance everyone's going to be taking tires here. Oh no. I just noticed that Ben Koo, I think, didn't hit ready up. So, unfortunately, is in the pits. So, Ben Koo, who was going to be starting up there towards the front of the grid, is unfortunately going to be taking a pit lane start here. I do see Luca back in as well, but has been relegated to the back of the grid as well. So, really unfortunate. I mean, it's better to be in the lobby and to be able to have a chance of scoring points than to not have anything at all. But still, after all that effort and qualifying, trying to put your car in a good place in the grid to be able to then move forward, it can be a little bit disappointing then to have to start from the back. But let's keep an eye on those guys then as we see them try to progress back through the field. So, how is Riviera going to get on today? We've seen Riviera has been really good at fighting Janae in this first stint. Is he going to be able to get ahead of the McLaren? We know the McLaren can take 2 to 3 laps to warm itself up and get it ready and up to pace. So we can keep an eye on that. And welcome everyone if you're just joining the stream. Thanks for joining us. And drivers are just about to come around the penultimate corner. Webby just hanging back there in P4. So at the moment, well, definitely the team of Shanae and Webby are just absolutely ruling the team championship at the moment. And you can see, I mean, they're the highest teammates out there. Benku, oh, no, unlucky. Benku's wheel did stop working. We're going to have to commentate on this lead for now. So a great start for Jan, and I think a bad start for Webby means that Jan is going to be up to P2 already by turn 1. So Jan has already launched it into P2, and absolute brilliant stuff. Can Riviera fight back? Can't quite. Webby down to P5 at the moment. Pranzo also having lost a couple of positions down to P7. G. Wilson, someone's getting tagged from the back there. And looks like they're around. I couldn't quite get to them in time to see who it was. G. Wilson's going to go round the outside of the Audi and does then get that position. So G. Wilson up to P9 right now. Jay Way is trying to battle Flynn while Spinner is drafting the whole way down the straight. I think, in fact, bump drafting. Pulls out to the inside. Who's going to be the last of the late, well, kind of lift offers, I suppose? Flynn is going to lose 4 positions in the space of one straight spinner, all the way up to P11, so absolutely doing a bang-up job here. Amar is going to battle with Pranzo, a little bit of contact there. Is that a little bit of a bump and pass? We're going to have to wait until the end of the race to find out, but Pranzo down the inside once again. Brewer, Jan has lost out somewhere here, so Riviera back into P2, but Shanae already with a 1.9 second lead, so a great race on here at the moment. Brewer putting pressure on the Lamborghini driver. Webby really good on the brakes into turn 1. As there goes a bollard. Let's go on board with Webby on bonnet cam. We can see the rear of that Porsche. Get on the par nice and early here, as early as we can, to get as good a slipstream down the main straight. We could see Amar and Pranzo here going side by side. We are going to go side by side. Amar's going to try and go around the outside. A little tap again, but I think that was Amar holding his line. Pranzo's coming across a little to try and block Tatouche from going around the outside as well. Tatouche tried it. He wanted to go around the outside, but that move wasn't going to work there. Yeah, Ben, hopefully you do get back in. We'd really like to see you back, because that is really unfortunate. Tatouche does then get past Pranzo, so for now, Pranzo down to P8, and is going to have to fight back from there. Brewer still putting an awful lot of pressure on Jan ahead. And Shanae just continuing to drive away. 55.192 from the current championship leader, and a 55.605 from Riviera. So at the moment, Shanae is half a second quicker. Brewer down the inside. Jan turns in a little bit of door banging. Jan crossing the track. Oh, that's interesting. Jan feels to lose a position as a result of that. As the old Martin Brundle says, if you feel to lose a position as going off track, it's kind of like an illegal overtake. But what a send by Brewer. Jan going wide. That's going to open the door for Webby as well, who's also going to try to get through. Webby's car getting a little sideways. Webby going very wide indeed. And he's not able to capitalize on Jan's mistake there. And in fact, there's two very fast McLarens who are slipstreaming all the way up the straight. Webby closing the door, but he's got two McLarens on the inside. Are the teammates going to get through this next corner okay? And the one in behind does back off. And that is Amar. So Taju's up to... Ooh, Taju's making a mistake, though. And... but Amar's not going... Is he going to capitalize? Amar does, Amar. Oh, no! No! The teammates collide! Oh, Amar and Taju's come together. And Amar gets flicked off to the side. Amar's going to return to track here, just in behind Pranzo, so doesn't lose too much time. But still not what you want to see. You don't want to see teammates coming in contact with each other. Riviera now setting the fastest lap of the race. In fact, Verlinski made a mistake on the previous lap. It's a 55.450, but Riviera down into the 54s already and is now on the charge. So what can Riviera do here? Can he keep up this pressure? And what can Brewer do? Can Brewer get into the fight as well? There's only one way to tell. But this is absolutely electric at the moment. Webby looking to try to get back through here. His attempt on passing Jan, unfortunately losing him the position to choose. So Webby's going to have to settle for P6 right now. But at the moment he is just a little bit faster than Pranzo behind. G. Wilson attempting to make the move on Amar. But the Porsche just doesn't quite have the legs on the straight. So G. Wilson is going to have to settle in behind at the moment. Maybe try and move into a braking zone. As we sweep through there. Let's go inside. Oh, Amar getting a bout of oversteer. And that's going to open the door to G. Wilson, who slams that door shut on the inside in the next corner. So for now, G. Wilson through into P8. And oh, something going on with Brewer. I think it's probably just a glitch. But Pranzo getting ahead of Webby. So I think Webby having made a mistake somewhere and is I think probably a little bit of lag here from Brewer, causing the timings to jump around a little bit. So we might not be able to rely on that really for now. Yeah, we can see a little bit of lag from the Porsche head. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much. Yeah, that's going to be very difficult indeed to race against. As we see a car popping into and out of existence, which is not the most fun to race against. And no, we haven't quite stabilized yet. But for now, Brewer still holding down P3. Jan looking to challenge. But to choose in there in P5 as well, looking to capitalize. Last lap, the difference between the leaders, only a 1/10 of a second in Riviera's favor. So at the moment, the gap's down to 1.8 seconds. And Riviera is catching. So Riviera has some good pace here today. will Webby do? Or, in fact, I think probably best if we watch to choose for the moment, who was 3/10 faster than Jan last lap, and is going to go for a move down the inside, down to turn 3, a little bit of a bash of doors. But we're going to make the move. Beautiful move there. Let's see if we can get that from Helicam. On the exit, it was a little bit of an oversteer moment on behalf of the Lamborghini, so that's going to have taken a little bit of acceleration out of the car. To choose just like a surgeon, making moves there and capitalizing as early as possible. Our leaders matched each other on the previous lap. Interesting the line that Pranzo chooses through that right-hander, very wide. I wonder, is that a Ferrari, or no, he's in McLaren. That would be considerably wide for me. Zain, something's happened. Let's see if we can go back far enough. Is it... oh, yeah, it's just an oversteer moment. Thankfully, Crossland able to miss that. Zain not holding the brakes and rolling backwards back onto track there. Thankfully, it doesn't cause any issues. But, yeah, not ideal. Darkness on the rear wing of Flynn here. Can we capitalize a little bit of a flash of the lights as we try to apply the pressure to the car ahead? Gap at the front down to 1.6 seconds. So again, just Riviera taking an extra couple of tenths out of the leader. Oh, Jan. Oh, no. That was not ideal. Jan, I think, going for a move here. I think to choose slowed up by the Porsche. Oh, that's interesting. That's something that's probably going to have to be looked at post-race. Really unfortunate for Jan. All that good work undone at that particular moment. But for now, Jan down to P8. Still able to fight back at least. But yeah, it just means a lot of work here today. And after such a mega move on lap 1 as well, that was just absolutely beautiful. Jan from something like P4-5 right into P2 at lap 1. A bit of a send if you ask me, but he made a stick in all fairness. At least until halfway around the lap. Car number 9, right on the rear wing of Brewer. Hopefully we don't see any lag issues in this battle, because we would like to see this come to a natural conclusion. Brilliant drive off the corner there for car number 9. Juice basically pushing the Porsche through the corners, but just can't quite capitalize at the important parts. But we're going to have a great slipstream down the main straight here. And as the speed builds and builds, we're going to get more and more slipstream. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough, though. Just not quite able to gain enough to get alongside. Or is he? It's going to be close. Brewer slamming that door shut. That Porsche not looking happy. Juice wanting to go down the inside, but car number 9 not given enough room to make a move there. I think that was some good hard fair racing. Not saying that was illegal or anything, but yeah, it's if the driver makes a mistake and you close the door like that, then you could be the one being taken out. So yeah, you gotta make sure you trust the driver behind. Now, Juice is extremely close indeed. That is, I think, Luca in the pits, serving a pit stop really early. That's going to mean towards the end of his stint, his tires are going to be very, very second-hand feeling. Oh, Juice is extremely close here. Gotta go Helicam for this one. This is going to be an interesting one. Pulls out to the side. Brewer moving across a little, but not able to block it. Side by side, front axle to front axle. Little tap every now and again. That McLaren doesn't have the legs. The Porsche might start pulling back. It's not quite enough, though. And Juice flicks the car in, and he is clear. So car number 9 up into P3 in this race. And difference between our leaders down to 1.4 seconds. So let's go on board. Let's take a look at what it looks like from Riviera's perspective. There we go. That's what it's looking like from in the car. From the passenger seat, we can see that McLaren. And we are 2/10 faster this lap than the McLaren ahead, so it is still all to play for in this race. It most definitely is not all decided. Spinner now putting pressure on G. Wilson. We'll look down at it from above. Track temperature now up to 45 degrees Celsius. That is extremely hot here. Darkness getting himself a drive-through. Probably for track limits, I would imagine. Because I don't see him having boxed at any point. Oh, Spinner wanted to go for that there, but didn't quite have the confidence for it. This would be a great result for Spinner if he can get past G. Wilson. Great result if he can't, but yeah, a P8 for Spinner. I think he'd be very happy with that indeed. Jan catching back up to Webby at a rate of about 1 second a lap. Spinner not able to just this lap to get past the Porsche. Riviera, though, very close to Ferlinski ahead. We are about to hit the 40 minutes remaining mark, and look how close these two guys are. No one's deciding to box just yet. Still very early. You would be on absolutely horrible tires at the end if you did. A little bit of an exchange there between Spinner and Wilson. So Wilson goes a little wide, turned in a little early into the right-hander. Wilson getting, or sorry, Spinner getting the nose ahead for a split second, but not really able to capitalize. Webby now, well within range of Pranzo ahead. Darkness, then the next driver to enter the pit lane. That is likely to serve that drive-through, rather than to take a scheduled pit stop. You can opt to take a scheduled pit stop instead, though, so we could see him take it as well. But he opts not to, and just serves the drive-through. Comes out, where are we? P18. So an awful lot of ground for Darkness to make up here today. Let me just leave you with Mr. Spinner for a moment, while I take a short break, 39 minutes remaining, and enjoy this battle. Alright, Webb now. After that brilliant move by Spinner, Webb is going to be the next one who is wanting to be making a move. 0.4 of a second now between Webb and Pranzo. Webby just gaining and gaining and gaining on that McLaren, but just doesn't quite have the legs to be able to get alongside. And then being in that dirty air, loses downforce as a result into that very rapid right-hander. As we see Lotcom making a move on Fuller. Oh, G. Wilson. Something has happened here. So Wilson doing well up behind Spinner, but loses 3 positions as a result from somewhere. Oh, can we see it? We can't. Yeah, the car just flicks from one side to the other. We are facing the wrong way, but thankfully G. Wilson gets back underway. It does just unfortunately mean we lose 3 positions as a result. Crossland looking like the first one to come in for a scheduled pit stop. 36 minutes remaining here, and scheduled pit stops starting now then. Ooh, Webby has lost a position to Jan. So, yeah, Jan diving down the inside there. We didn't quite go back far enough. Oh, Ben, no. Oh, no, definitely not, Ben. Sim racing is such an amazing hobby. You know, but at the same time, yes, sometimes we do need to just take a little break from it. Hopefully you can fix your issues and you can get back on track with it at some point in the future. Riviera, 0.7 of a second behind our current race and championship leader. Schnee still on track here at the moment to make it 5 wins in a row. To match the current best streak of 5 wins at the start of, it would have been season 11 by Nico Dudek. Under 35 minutes to go here, and yeah, Riviera just that little bit quicker than Schnee in this phase of the race. Pranzo, Jan, and Webby all fighting over the same patch of tarmac as well. For Webby, looking like a podium just a little bit out of reach here today. He's a little bit off the pace. We see a yellow flag somewhere, car 73, or 673 rather. I think that was Wilson again. Just having a little issue. Gets the car slowed down for a pit stop and back underway again. So Jan then recovering from that spin earlier in the race. 0.4 of a second behind Pranzo. And then it's 3.2 to Brewer. Ooh, interesting. Jay Way, car number 71, getting a stop-go. That's the kind of thing that's probably speeding into the pit lane, and that's got to be quite a high speed to have crossed that line with to get a stop-go. So unfortunate for the McLaren driver. They will have to serve that within several laps. Jan's starting to apply that pressure now, but look at this. Riviera, the closest he's ever been to that McLaren ahead, other than at the very start of the race. But first of all, we need to check out Viper and Fuller. So Viper, right on the rear wing of Fuller, is going to pull out and around. Or are we going to dive for the inside, even? Ooh! Oh, actually, maybe... No, it is a move. Viper's going to carry his speed around the outside. Fuller is going to just say, okay, away you go. As Lotscombe also way off into the distance too. Let's go 15 seconds back and see Jan versus Pranzo. So Jan pulls alongside. They're going to go side by side. Here towards the top of the circuit, but Jan has the inside for that very tight corner up at the top. So Jan up to P5 at the moment. Pranzo now trying to follow and fight back. Riviera now extremely close, 0.3 of a second. Is that McLaren starting to drop off a little? Times at the front here, just now slipping down into the mid 56s. Riviera 0.2 of a second faster than Ferninski ahead on that previous lap. What's the difference here? There is, so Riviera then deciding to box. So this is going to be absolutely crucial here, this out lap, to see if he can make that undercut. We're about to hit the 30-minute mark, so I imagine most drivers will want to be boxing very soon indeed. They're not going to want to carry on too much. To choose car number 9, box in behind Kevin Riviera. Jan also choosing to box as well. Lotscombe also in 2. Amar, I think that is also in just ahead of Flynn. So they are all going to be serving their pits. Yeah, Kevin, You gotta go get it, mate. You've got the pace to be able to apply the pressure to Sinead. We know he's good in this second half of races, though, so it's going to be interesting to see. This outlap is absolutely crucial not to put the pressure on you. But Kevin now back out onto the racetrack and out in P8. Let's take a look at the map, see where we are. So 419 down the bottom of the track there. Car 96 is the one ahead of us. Has not stopped yet. But we've got a good bit of free air. 3.5 seconds to Joe Viper ahead. Which should hopefully mean then Kevin has a nice clean run. Unfortunately, Tachus has come out in traffic. So right behind Darkness. This is a battle for position technically, although it won't be a net P9 because Darkness still has to serve a pit stop. But Tachus is going to want to pass as early as possible. He doesn't want to lose time to those that haven't boxed yet, the likes of Brewer, Pranzo, Webb, and Spinner. And car number 9 then making the move stick, but car 724 wants to fight back. And, ooh, interesting. Was that a mistake from Tachus? He's going to have to do it all over again. For Linsky, interestingly, choosing not to box this lap. We've got 28 minutes to go. Sinead wanted to go for another lap. We won't quite know yet as Riviera passes Joe. So Riviera now has got a huge amount of clean air ahead of him. Obviously, that lap was a 2-minute 48.840, so we won't know for a while, for another 2 minutes, what kind of pace Riviera is setting. But at the minute, Frelinsky is 56.207. Spinner and Viper now, both in the pits. And to choose in car number 9, back past Darkness, but he lost a considerable amount of time there. He might still be able to come out P3. At the moment, 15 seconds behind K Riviera, when he was about 10 behind before the pit stops, if I'm not mistaken. So he's lost a lot of time, but it depends around about where Brewer is going to be. Brewer setting 58.1s at the minute. So it's going to be interesting. And Sinead continuing another lap as well. Webby continuing another lap as well. Brewer and Pranzo now the next two drivers to box. We still have Darkness, Flynn, Webby, and Ferlinsky, the remaining drivers that have to box. As we think, I think that's Way I think just retired. Was going to serve that stop go, but retired instead. Let's see. It's going to be interesting to see where to choose has just got really unlucky with traffic, unfortunately, and has ended up losing a little bit of time as a result. But for now, to choose pretty comfortably in P3 at the moment. K Riviera with a 55.402, and Sinead last lap with a 56.2. Now, the split between those two drivers before they boxed was 0.5 of a second, and Kevin now 0.8 of a second that last lap was quicker, but we don't know what that out lap was like. It's hard to tell whenever it's a 2-minute something. So it's gonna be tricky. We don't quite know where they're gonna be coming out, but Ferlinski is now in the box. So this is gonna be crucial where Riviera is gonna come around. I don't suspect Shanae will have any damage or anything to fix, so I can't imagine that would increase the time of the pit stop or anything like that. He's still in the pit as we come around the final corner. This could be the absolutely crucial move. Where is he? I think he's moving now. He's gonna be in the pit exit as we come down to turn 1, and Riviera does take the lead of the race. So those outlaps were absolutely crucial. The undercut has worked here. By how much? That's going to be the question. It is currently 2.5 seconds, so a considerable margin there for Riviera. The problem is Riviera's tires towards the end of the race will be that little bit more worn. But we've only got 23 minutes left to go, and the advantage is in Riviera's favor. So this is going to be interesting. G. Wilson has caught up to Crossland ahead. Who we still have the box? We still have Webby and Darkness still the box as well. So the positions almost fully worked themselves out. Wilson going to make a move here on Crossland down towards turn 1. This is for P12. Wilson pulls alongside. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? G. Wilson going to pull around the outside of Crossland. Some good battling there. Pranzo then looking to get past Brewer. So interesting that Brewer has lost so much in this pit stop phase. So Darkness we shouldn't really count. Well, it depends where Webby comes out, I suppose. Webby now coming into the pits. Actually, no, he is entering the pits. So still needs to be stationary for 30 seconds. Riviera is going to then re-inherit the lead of the race. So Riviera then does lead a lap of the round 5 of this championship. Current gap 2.7 seconds, so Riviera is now into that rhythm and just that little bit faster than Shanae ahead. Webby still stationary down into and gets underway. So Jan is going to go past. The question is, whereabouts is Brewer going to be? I think it's not enough. So Webby's going to come out here in P6, 5 seconds behind Jan. So Webby's got a little bit of work here to do to try and catch up to Jan. It will convert into a P5 once Darkness boxes, and it does look here like Tachus in P9 is doing well. Or sorry, in P3, car number 9 is doing well. Setting good lap times, 54.420 compared to Jan's 56.3. So the McLaren driver looking pretty solid here for the remainder of this race. It's going to be a lonely 20 minutes, but when the taste of champagne is so close, sometimes that's the best way. Sometimes you'll take a clean and easy, boring race than a fighty and potentially exciting one, but also potentially very disappointing as well. I think this would be a season best for the Frenchman. But we're about to see this battle at the front light up. Ferlinski 54.830. That is his best lap of the race. He's just boxed. He's got some new, fresh boots on. He's got a real good feeling for the car right now. Gap is down to 2 seconds. Oh, this is going to be close. I hope you are ready for this battle. I hope you're ready for this battle, chat. We are up to 12 viewers. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully, you're all really enjoying the race so far. We are just getting into it. 20 minutes remaining in this race. Pranzo is going to start putting pressure on Brewer ahead. 0.5 of a second, but Pranzo clattering over the curbs a little. That's going to let, Brewer just get a little bit away here. 1.2 seconds now. The gap between the two drivers, so Pranzo's got a lot of work to do to catch back up. Crossland looking like he wants to apply pressure back to Wilson. Wilson, I think, made a mistake on that previous lap, coming in at a 58.2 compared to Crossland's 57.8. So we'll keep an eye on that battle as well. What else can we see? Ruiz here in P17, applying a bit of pressure to Luca ahead, car 78. These guys battling over P16. It's Ferrari versus Ferrari. But at the moment, not able to capitalize on anything. These guys looking very well matched. It's a 58.9 and a 58.8 in Ruiz's favor. Oh my goodness. Ferlinski with a 54.6 in race trim. Absolutely setting the timing tables alight. This is absolutely crazy. The car is light because he's only needed to take about 20 minutes of fuel. He's got fresh boots on. Gap is now under a second. Darkness has boxed, so that then promotes Jan to P4, Webby to P5. Brewer will come up to P7. And we'll keep an eye on whereabouts Darkness does then come out of the pits. Oh no, but Brewer, after battling so well this race, unfortunately catches a drive-through. That's going to be horrible. That's probably going to be all the way down to P11, maybe 12. It depends. The pit lane here is not overly long, so it's not the most punishing drive-through that you can possibly get. For example, Spa really is a horrible place to get a drive-through on. It's definitely not going to be as punishing, but he's still got a lot of drivers behind him that are very close indeed. Ruiz, I think Darkness coming out of the pits here right beside Ruiz and Luca, and was that Ruiz going a little wide, Darkness taking advantage, and Darkness now up to P16 and looking to chase down car number 78. Ferdinsky still in those 54s. Riviera mid 55s at the minute. That doesn't mean Sinead can get past. It's well, Paul Ricard is one of the probably easier tracks to overtake on, especially compared to the likes of Oulton we had last week. This is a nice wide track with big long straights. It's not a guarantee. Beautiful display there of Sinead just loading up the car and getting it. The tires at that perfect slip angle. Whenever it comes to racing, you want to try and make sure the tire is always at that perfect slip angle. Depends on the car, tire, and conditions, but generally you want to be up at about 6% or 6 degrees of slip angle. That just means the tire is giving absolutely optimal grip through the corner. 0.3 of a second between these two guys. 55.192 last lap for Sinead, and a 55.800 drop. The pace is dropping off a little for the Ferrari. He's going to start driving in his mirrors, potentially. You need to make sure you concentrate on driving ahead. We've got just over 14 minutes left to go in this race. That's approximately about 7 laps that Riviera is going to have to put up with this pressure. It's going to be a long, hard 14 minutes for the Ferrari man. And that's if Sinead doesn't find a way past before that. As Brewer then does pit to serve that drive-through. Let's keep an eye on where he is going to come out. 0.2 of a second. Sinead catching rapidly up to the back of the Ferrari. Pulls to the inside. He's going to have the overlap. Oh, a little dab of the brakes there for Riviera. Didn't want to turn in and make contact with the McLaren. So right now, ball is in Ferlinski's court. Riviera desperately wants this. He's got to fight back quickly. If Sinead can get into a rhythm, those newer tires are just going to allow him to just eke out that advantage. And again, we know how consistent Sinead is in that second phase. Whenever everyone else is starting to get a little tired, Sinead just keeps his mind perfectly in the game. Round the outside of a blue flag. Beautiful stuff. Both drivers are able to keep the battle going while overtaking a blue flag. And Ruiz doing a great job there not to get involved. So great stuff from all drivers. And Riviera staying in here. Maybe it's a case of it's easier to follow a car here around Paul Ricard. You know that the slipstream gives quite a benefit to top speed. Is Riviera now going to get that benefit? But Sinead also going to get a little bit of a slipstream from the cars ahead. Is that a BMW ahead of us? I think that is going to be... No, we only have one BMW on track. I think it's Sierra in the Lexus. As we see, that's these guys ahead. It is Luca and Darkness are going to go for a move here as Sierra in behind, looking to unlap. So Luca gets down the inside of Darkness, promotes himself up to P15, but there's contact! And contact again and again! Oh! Leaders! No! No! Don't touch the leaders! Oh! A blue flag making contact with Sinead, almost ending the race right there and then. Ah! Crazy. Don't do that to me, guys. My goodness. Oh. Thankfully, nothing happened and everything carries on. Ooh, unfortunately, we commentators cursed Beef Fielder there, who was putting pressure on Jake Crossland, but a little bit of a mistake in turn one. And that has resulted then in a little bit of a loss of time. Half a second split these two drivers at the top. Sinead only 0.2 of a second faster on that lap. Now, we were in traffic, but they were still setting 55s. So, still great stuff from these guys, able to battle while overtaking blue flag cars. Oh, this is going to be a very spicy final couple of laps. Come on, Kevin, stick with it. We want to see this battle go right to the end. 10 minutes to go, but Kevin's tires have got to be feeling the pressure right now. They've been on that car for 20 minutes. Verlinski's have only been on for 10. So definitely the advantage is towards Verlinski. He's just going to have that little bit extra grip. But right now, Kevin's got the slipstream that's going to help him just pull back into this race. And don't forget, track limits are something that can be very easy to get here around Paul Ricard. Let's just take a look at where Webby is. Let's go inside that McLaren. We can see Jan ahead. And we are definitely catching the Lamborghini ahead. So Webby has the potential to get himself up into P4 here. Gap is 3 seconds. We've got about 4 laps left. And we're about a second lap faster. So Jan certainly within attacking range of Webby. So definitely that is something to look out for. Viper going side by side with someone. That is Fuller. Viper getting the job done up to P13 for the Ferrari man. Fuller then down to P14. Riviera showing us how much he wants this. He's still within that 1 second. It's now just dropped out of that 1 second. But he's still going to be in that slipstream, which is going to pull him back in again. Oh, as Viper and Fuller swap positions once again. So Viper got the move done, but then the McLaren comes back and is... gonna go wide, very, very wide. And slots back in behind Viper. So thankfully, no incident there. Webby was considerably faster than Jan, but last lap down to a 56.5, only 1/10 faster. So I think Webby has the pace in him to be able to catch up to Jan, but that last lap he should have made up a second and wasn't able to do it. So yeah, maybe Webby might have to sell 4P5 today. Still a great result, you know, following up a podium with still very good solid points. And again, you know, those two guys, Verlinski and Webby, basically having the team championship locked down. It's not mathematically done yet, but they are so far ahead of the competition that they probably will have this wrapped up within the next couple of rounds. So it's good solid results from Webby, but he's maybe thinking about what could have been. Could he have been up there around about where Cruncho Blin is in P3? Battled for another podium maybe today. I think he maybe a little bit off pace to be able to battle up there. But Jan certainly could have, without that contact earlier in the race. I think Jan could have been up there and got a podium. But yep, unfortunately, we'll never know. But again, P4, still good solid points. Jan once again proving that, you know, despite what happens in the race, still has a really good head for just getting the head down and pulling the result all the way back. Track temperature all the way up to 46 degrees. So as if these tires didn't need more things to make it harder to drive. I can words. I promise. I promise I speak English. Sometimes. So gap between our leader and P2 at the moment, out to about 2 seconds now. So Shanae definitely into that rhythm. What's the lap going to be across the line? 55.6 and a 56.2. So Riviera has just dropped into the 56s. Verlinsky still in those 55s, still has that good bite from the tire to be able to carry on through. Less than 5 minutes left to go in this race. 2.8 seconds between Webby and Jan. You can see him right ahead. It's got to just be so frustrating for the McLaren man. Could probably use a little bit more exit on the hairpin. So 56.5 for Jan, 56.3 for Webby. So another 0.2 out of the Lamborghini, but it's not quite enough. We're down to probably 3 laps to go. And we've got 2.6 seconds, so I don't think Webby's going to be able to catch in time now anymore. But talking about catching, Mr. Viper has now caught up to Mr. Crossland, car 76 in that Mercedes AMG, just about a second a lap slower than Viper behind. And as we come out of the final corner, Joe is going to apply that pressure. Turn the thumb screws, as they say. But the Mercedes got a much better exit out of the final corner. But Joe's going to catch up through the corners, carrying beautiful speed through turn 1 and 2. Now cruises up to be 0.5 of a second behind the Mercedes. Can he get up under that front wing before the start of the straight? Gets a great exit. Ooh, a little tap the brakes there from Crossland. Not feeling confidence in the car. Yeah, that is going to give take a lot of momentum out of that Mercedes. I wonder how much did Joe have to react to that dab of brakes? That's the question. Oh, that Mercedes is quick in a straight line. Is he going to send it? He's not. Oh, Crossland braking for the right-hander. That usually is just a lift and coast kind of corner. I wonder, is the Mercedes just struggling with tire wear? Joe doing well to keep the pressure on. So 1 minute 30 to go. We're probably going to finish this lap, and then next lap we'll finish it. Depends exactly on where the leader is, but Shanae coming up towards the final corner now, and will not have time to do another lap after that. So looking right now like it is going to be... It is. We have got confirmation then. 1 minute to go. This is the final lap of the race. Oh, Joe down the inside of the Mercedes. Very aggressive move. Let's wind that back. We've got to see that again. So, Mercedes taking an early apex. Ferrari takes a late apex. Gets the drive down the inside. Load up with the brakes on the Merc, which just takes all of the momentum out of the Mercedes. But the Mercedes is a rocket on the straight. Look at that thing catching. But Crossland doesn't think to go for a move there, and Joe looks like he's got this on lock. Flynn trying to apply pressure to Amar ahead. Darkness made a move on Reyes. Yes, indeed. Are we going to be able to capture it? I don't want to wind back because we're about to watch the leader come across the line. Flynn trying to put pressure here on Amar. So Brewer down to P10. That was probably as a result. It is a result of serving that drive-through earlier in the race. So probably a little bit of a disappointing result for Brewer here today. But still some good solid points. But talking about solid points, look at this, coming around the final corner, and we're going to get another Mav sticker as Sinead comes across the line, and it's 5 in a row for Sinead. 5 in a row for our triple crown, and that then equals the current best winning streak by our very own Dark Pengu 24 in the chat. What do you think about that, Dark Pengu? Nico? Sinead is just one of those drivers that's in another class. You know, he is always so strong in the second portion of the race we saw there. He came across the line there 5.4 ahead of Riviera. Riviera did not put a foot wrong that race. Yeah, definitely one of the absolute GOATs. There's a reason he's a triple champion and our triple crown after all. You know, absolutely brilliant. Adapts to almost every series of motorsport just like that. So absolutely wonderful to see, and congratulations again, Sinead. Lovely, lovely donut. Brilliant, brilliant. We love to see it. And I think Flynn actually was able to get Amar there. Let's see if we can go back far enough. We did miss it, unfortunately, but Flynn does make it past Amar for P8. Yeah, Konos absolutely brilliant. You know, yeah, Riviera did not put a foot wrong in that race. Made a brilliant undercut, and had a 2.4 second advantage at the pits. But yeah, those older tires just meant that they faded before the current championship leader, you know, was able, you know, was then able to catch up. So, yeah, it's Sinead taking that fifth, and as well another one notable mention as well. Car number 9. Taking a podium there today. Brilliant result, Mr. Tachus. Hopefully you're happy with that. That is a very good result there today. So congratulations. Jan making it back up to P4. Arguably could have been in there battling for P3 there today, but still a good result. Webby comes home 2 seconds behind Jan then. You know, could have been able to battle with Jan maybe towards the end, was a little bit quicker, but not quite able to get in range. Pranzo then, car 711, coming home in P6. Good result there. Spinner's got to be happy with a P7 there today. Flynn's got to be happy with a P8 there today. Amar coming home a good P9. Brewer probably a little bit disappointed there, unfortunately, with a P10. You know, but track limits are very difficult here. Yeah, Kevin, no, absolutely brilliant effort there today, and you gave us some really good entertainment. He's very strong. We do see that he's very strong in that second stint. You know, so definitely it's he's a very strong boy indeed. Do you know what? Let's do a little interview. To choose, if you would like to, I will bring you into the broadcast room. You're going to come in first because I want to see how you feel about that. to choose.
Hello.
Hello. How do you feel about that today? Congratulations on the podium.
Thank you, thank you.
A brilliant result there today. Very, very well done indeed. You're one of the probably standout drivers for today. So tell us a
So,
little
yeah.
bit how that feels.
How can I describe like when you are French and you get a podium in a French track?
Yes, yes,
So
of course.
it's a
This
very good
is
feeling right now.
yeah. This is your home track, of course. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. It's got to be a great feeling, right?
Yeah, but it's a good feeling because like I was not expecting that. When I tried to train it with my teammates in the practice server, we are so off the pace. I was like, maybe that will be complicated to do a good result. Then I do the practice of today, and I was like P3, maybe sometime P1. Then okay, maybe I can cook. And then
Yeah.
I do a quali, and I don't want to talk about that quali.
Yeah.
Just right
Yeah.
behind my teammates.
Yeah.
And so I was expecting that because like he was struggling it a lot, especially in the sing corner. And then, oh sorry, I tried to try my best, overtaking some people, making quite a lot of incidents like right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have spawned my teammates.
Yeah. We did
But
see that on
pretty sure
stream.
it's netcode. I'm pretty sure it's netcode because my
Yeah.
steering wheel just didn't move. I
Oh,
didn't feel anything in my steering wheel, so I just think it's netcode.
yeah.
And for a second incident with, I think it was Ivanov. I
Yes.
don't really know what's happened. I just doing my corner, then I just feel a big crash, and then I see a car spinning around in
Yes.
my mirror. So I thought,
Yeah.
what just happened?
Yeah.
I need to check the replay to see what's really happened.
Definitely.
But even if I get penalty, I hope it's enough because I'll get a 20-second gap, I think, with P4.
I think it was close to a 20 seconds. So yeah.
I hope it's enough.
It was still a very, very good gap indeed.
After all the touchiness, I was like, as when I got out of the pit, and after all that tension, I just say, okay, I just need to push so I get this a 20-second gap.
Yes,
Just
yes,
in case I get
exactly.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't want to lose that podium.
No, exactly. It's horrible to lose it in the stewards room, isn't it? But no, you
Yeah.
drove very, very well today. So congratulations on the P3, and I hope you really enjoy it. That's a good, strong finish for going into the break. So are you looking forward to the second half of the season?
Yeah, I'm looking
Excellent.
quite positive.
Excellent.
I want to do a second podium. It was our first podium of ACC in this series.
Hopefully so.
Maybe next step is the second place, or maybe P1.
Maybe exactly.
If I do the same thing as F1, like I win at Monaco, so I need to win at Bathurst. That will never happen.
Exactly. That's the next big one.
No chance that work.
Or Nordschleife. Nordschleife is next. So
Nordschleife.
Yeah,
maybe.
You never know what can happen there. But
yeah,
thank you very much.
It's a very bumpy track. So
it is. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to now bring Sinead in.
Bye.
Thank you. And you know what? We'll bring Wobby McQueen in as well, teammates. So yeah, remember you are on stream. Don't get us demonetized. Sinead, what a race there today! You did not have that your own way today. Kevin made a brilliant undercut rather, but you just with that strength in the second phase of the race, you were able to pull him back in. Talk us through how you felt that race today.
Oh, mate, that was the hardest race I think I've done. But I don't know why the tires in the first stint just sort of gave up. Might be because of the heat, but in practice was good, but I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I saved tires and then and I lost more pace. Then in second stint I pushed and actually the tire wear was better. So I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, but definitely you had about a 10-minute advantage because Riviera did box quite early, which is why he did get that undercut. But ultimately it works out today. That's 5 in a row to
Yes, let's
really
go.
put yourself really far, ahead. So it's a very, very strong showing. Well, the strongest possible showing, I suppose, because it is a perfect result so far for going into the season break. So with Nordschleife up next, is it possible to see Shanae win 6?
It's not my strongest track, to be fair, but I
Interesting.
will try.
Yeah, of course, and we will be here to watch you try, and I'm sure everyone will be cheering you on. We want to see, we'd love to see. I certainly would like to see the records being broken. I like to see it when
I'll make
records
sure
are
to be
broken.
Sergio Perez and Peter.
Yes, and just block everyone. Just park across the track. It's a narrow track, so all you have to do is just park across it, and you'll be fine. No, definitely. Good luck. We take a little bit of a break now. So plenty of time to rest up, get a little bit extra practice in. Nordschleife is definitely going to need it. But Webby P5 there today, a good strong following from the podium last week. And it brings the team good solid points. So you've got to be happy with that today as well, right?
Yeah, I've had a pretty strong showing, probably my strongest showing I've ever had in AC at the moment, ACC. Driving pretty strong, feel comfortable. I'm not annoyed, but not happy with the result I got. There was a potential podium there. It was just tough conditions. I mean, if you slid once, your tires were overheating by quite a lot, which meant the next lap was really tough to manage. But
Interesting.
yeah, I was just trying to do the opposite of what I was stuck behind Pranzo and Brewer, and I thought, okay, they've pit. I'm just gonna push like mad for these next 2 laps and hope that I overcut them.
Yep.
Overcut them perfectly to
Beautiful.
plan, and then I tried to chase down Jan, but he was just too consistent today. He's so annoying. He just doesn't make any mistakes.
That's right, exactly. It's Jan's strength. I mentioned last stream as well, but he's just got that consistency down to a T. And that's why he always just finishes up there so high, definitely a difficult driver to beat. But what's your thought about Nords then whenever we come back from break as well?
I can't remember if I've actually raced it before, so it'll be interesting to see
Watch
where
this
I'm
space
at
then.
with it.
All right.
But from what I know, when I've done the actual full track, I found it pretty comfortable. So yeah,
interesting.
I mean, I've just found some true pace lately, so hopefully I can put that into the track and just keep doing what I can do.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and see you back. See you in 2025.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, everyone, then we wrap up the first half of the season here at Phoenix Sim Sport. We have been bringing you some really awesome action all season long. I hope you're going to join us whenever we return in the new year. Do keep an eye out for when the streams do restart again, because we are taking a little bit of a break, as we say, to get a little bit of time for everyone to enjoy the holidays as we come into this time of year. Everyone's going to be spending time with friends and family. Don't forget to go to Asetek Sim Sport, grab yourself some awesome gear with a 5% discount if you use our discount code. But as well as that, please do remember, enjoy spending time with friends and family at this particular time of year, and really have a wonderful time. And we will see you in the new year as we bring you some awesome racing once again in 2025 as we continue this battle. Can Shanae make it 6 out of 6? That's what we're going to ask when it comes back around again. It's going to be the Nordschleife. That's going to be tricky. So there's only one way to find out. It's going to be watching it right here. We'll see you then. I have been Maverick. Bye.